Why did Donald Trump just back down on Greenland? I'm Tom Wright from the Brookings Institution. Yesterday afternoon, President Trump announced that he had formed the framework of a future deal with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, raising hopes in Europe that the Greenland crisis may have reached an end. With yesterday's deal on Greenland, the worst of the crisis may have passed, at least for now. But the past few days underscored the extraordinary stakes of a debate among Europe's leaders that remains unresolved. Should they take a conciliatory approach toward President Trump in the hope of coaxing him to their side, or should they stand firm when he threatens them? The lesson that Europe is likely to draw from the past year, and particularly from the Greenland crisis, is that it must do both. It needs Trump whisperers who will flatter him, but it also needs to pack its velvet gloves with steel. If the deal sticks, it will be a triumph of Danish diplomacy. For the past year, Copenhagen has offered to work with the Trump administration on all of its policy demands. But it imposed two red lines on Trump and never wavered. The Danes would never compromise on territorial integrity or on Greenland's right to self-determination. Otherwise, though, the president had wide latitude to get what he wanted. This framework appears to respect Copenhagen's red lines, which raises the question, why did President Trump suggest that he would agree to take an off-ramp now, but refuse to take this deal before? The main answer is that Denmark was not going to back down in negotiations, leaving him with very few options. If President Trump had used force in Greenland, he could have found himself in a war with one of America's closest allies. Europe also played a key role in increasing the potential costs of any aggressive steps. The European Union agreed to impose $93 billion in tariffs on the United States if the tariffs Trump had threatened actually took effect. And some leaders, including French President Emmanuel Macron, have begun to endorse the use of the anti-coercion instrument ACI, also known as the European bazooka. The Greenland crisis was in many ways the sum of Europe's fears about Trump, raising the spectre of an attack on a NATO ally and the dissolution of the alliance. For the moment, thankfully, the crisis seems to have been averted. For more on this topic, please head to our website, brookings.edu.